Hi guys, it's Galaxy Bunny here. Today I have a movie review of Mary and the Witch's Flower. And I must say, it's pretty interesting. It's not quite a Ghibli film, but more of a company that is comprised of members who used to work at Studio Ghibli. And it is Mary and the Witch's Flower. And as you can see, you have the title here, Mary and the Witch's Flower. You have the protagonist in the middle or in the center of the case with her little broomstick. And then you, of course, you can see the skull in the background and her familiar here. This is what the back looks like. And pretty much what the movie is about this English girl, this clumsy English girl. I have to emphasize that part because in the movie she's portrayed as this really clumsy girl who can't seem to get anything right. So she always messes things up. So she finds this flower in the woods, and it's all because she was actually following this black cat. And so she stumbled upon that flower, and that flower enabled her to have these magic powers. And from there, she discovers this broom. She flies over to this school that is for wizards and for witches, and she meets this headmistress and this teacher who's like absolutely obsessed with this flower, and they soon realize that she actually has this flower in her possession. So they went as far as to like kidnap and hold her friend as hostage just so that they can have her come back with the flower, so they can use that flower to experiment on these like animals and like other humans or like witches, so they can create this perfect, stronger wizard or witch or whatever you want to call it. And pretty much she's kind of forced to like go back and like rescue him, and she literally had to reverse the whole thing because these guys had failed on their experiments. So that's what the movie's about. And this film was actually a product of Studio Ponoc. The word Ponoc is derived from this Croatian word for midnight. And that's pretty much what they were going for. It's the beginning of a new day, like the new beginning of their career, because these guys used to work at Studio Ghibli, and they kind of helped create films like Arrietty when Marnie was there. Yeah, I mean, they wanted to continue the same legacy and the same vision that Studio Ghibli had. The first thing I loved about it is that, I really appreciate the fact that they want to continue Studio Ghibli's vision and legacy. And I'm really glad that they did, because that way more kids will get to enjoy how wonderful these movies are, and I think that's great. I really like that it's actually about a witch, and who wouldn't want to become a witch, right? So yeah, another thing that I really loved about the movie is that they actually made it so similar to Harry Potter. I've been noticing that some of the students there kind of resemble like the houses of like Hogwarts, like Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, and Ravenclaw. I'm not so sure about Slytherin if I saw someone wearing like a green cloak, but I can definitely tell you that there were some red, yellows, and blues on their cloaks. So I think that's really great. And some things I did not like about the movie is the fact that it doesn't have the same magic as the other films in Ghibli, and it's kind of sad, but I hope that they can redeem themselves. The theme song for this movie, it just didn't seem to fit into the movie, into the plot of the movie actually. I've heard that the creators actually visited England to get like inspiration for the movie, and the theme song, I'm afraid I don't really think it fits. Not that it was necessarily bad, but it just did not fit. It just doesn't tell the story well, and in my personal opinion, I think they should have hired an English band or something like that, just so that it gives off like this authentic English feel to it, because it is, after all, inspired by English, you know, people, the area, the location of it all. So to me, the music is just as important as the story, because after all, music does tell a story. The actors are okay. There's nothing great about it. There are some actors in there that I don't really recognize, maybe because they're foreign, they're British, so I don't know that many British actors. So yeah, I think this film deserves maybe a 7 out of 10, maybe an 8. So yeah, and that's my review for Mary and the Witch's Flower, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.